Boy, is it August already?
I've melted 2 layers of skin off, so I'm going to say, yeah, it's August already.
But Greg, it's not August. It's June.
June? I have bills that are due.
Then why did I pay 3 months rent ahead of time? I thought it was August. The reason we're talking about August and June is because in August, for our August episode, we are doing something special where we once again want you to send in to us things, but not just any things, not just the things you normally send us, which are a lot of powders in envelopes. Tastes good, but it makes me feel sick.
This isn't feta cheese.
So what we want you to do for our August episode, we are going to be ranking the top 3 of different things around Los Angeles. So what we want you to do is send in to us what you want us to rank. For example, best hamburger in Los Angeles, top 3 hamburgers, top 3 parks in Los Angeles, top 3 hosts of LA Meekly in Los Angeles.
Top 3 females in the city, top 3 babes, top 3, I ran out of terms for women. Women. Did I say that already?
Yeah, we want you to send in. We are going to be ranking what we think are the top 3 of different things. So we want you to send in what you want to hear we think the 3 best things are. Top 3, little bears. Top 3, blind mice. Top 3, musketeers. But only stuff in Los Angeles, so it can't be musketeers. Whatever you've got, send it in. So you can send it to la.meekly@gmail.com or Instagram, la_meekly. Or, Greg, how about this? Something innovative. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Okay.
Top 3 ways to kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
The idiom, yeah. I thought you were telling me to do it. So.
How about you leave for us in a review on Apple Podcasts what you want us to rank your top 3, and we will add it in there. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
2 birds with 1 stone.
So let us know as soon as you can. We want to collate all of this and get it ready for our episode that month. And now, get ready for a little bit of music that'll be in the top 3 Meekly Music Boxes of all time.
Hi, I'm Greg Gonzalez, and half of Daniel Zaffron is watching the Stanley Cup. I'm in charge today. I
split my eyes into 2 different directions so I could watch you and also watch the Stanley Cup being handed off to four former Kings players.
Yeah. Behind him.
Before my very eyes.
Not like this isn't a split screen. It's behind him.
It is.
I just want to make sure everyone knows that.
I can't afford split screen technology. I have a mirror reflecting.
A series of mirrors.
Why did I put up a mirror? What I should do, because I was making you watch the bad haircut of the Stanley Cup keeper.
Yeah.
I should just position my webcam to look behind me so that I can, you can feel like I'm making a connection with you.
But I'm actually watching the worst haircut I've ever seen.
And he's holding some trophy.
And a receptacle of some kind.
But look, we're not here to talk about the Stanley Cup like we always are during these episodes.
It seems like.
This is the triumphant return of the Meekly Music Box.
We took a break.
We took a break because we were busy researching 2 episodes in 1 month for our live show. And we just, you know what? It was the day the music died.
It was literally the day it was killed, shot in a field, and buried.
And put it in the quarry, but the quarry was dry.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in that song.
Yeah, I don't.
That song about the Big Bopper.
Imagine they made a song but specifically about one of the people in the plane crash.
A long, long time ago.
The Big Bopper died.
One guy and a few others died.
The Big Bopper and 2 unnamed passengers.
No one ever talks about the pilot. But anyway, maybe it was the Big Bopper. But the Meekly Music Box and music in general is alive once more.
Yes.
So before we get into it, let's say who we've got this month.
Oh, please.
We have one of my favoritely named artists. We've got Spooky Tavi. But his music's not so spooky.
There's no ghosts or rattling chains.
I mean, it's kind of spooky. You'll hear it. So before we judge how spooky he really is and learn about him, I guess we'll learn about him and also we'll judge how spooky he is.
Yeah.
We're going to first listen to a song of his called Hyperdrive. So here is Hyperdrive by Spooky Tavi.
I like Hyperdrive. Oh, should we talk? I like Hyperdrive.
And that was Hyperdrive by Spooky Tavi.
Now can I say it?
Yeah, say what you were going to say. Say what you spoke over the closing chords of the song to get out.
I like Hyperdrive.
Both of the songs that we're going to be listening to are very... I hate to label it as 80s sounding because like there's so many bands that are kind of doing that.
The word I think you're going for is like moody synth rock.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of like. I was trying to like less compare bands and more just like clump them into instrument sounds.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like music.
Reminds me of a young Beethoven. I listened to the other song first and it kind of set an expectation for what the sound would be. And then this second song was similar enough for me to know it's the same person, but like it veered in a direction I didn't see it going.
It does have more of a surfy, guitar-y sort of ness to it. And again, to compare it to, not only just to keep comparing musicians to other musicians, but I feel like I compare every group to the Strokes, but it felt it felt like I was having a stroke in the best way.
In the best way that kill people. No, it's a great sound. And I really like how I kind of put the overarching banner of like moody, atmospheric fun. Like, especially the Hyperdrive is a little bit, it's got like some dance to it, pep to it. Yeah.
A spooky dance, a skeleton dance, if you will. But he had been on my radar for a while, but he was kind of hard to get in contact with. But I'm glad I had to hold a seance to get in touch with Spooky Tavi. But let's hear a little bit out of his own spooky mouth about what he's all about. So he says, I'm Nick Logie. A lot of my friends call me Spooky. Do you think he is related to Spooky Mulder?
Oh, I think so. I think that you can be not only related based on a nickname, but related to fictional characters. I think that's you can inherit that.
Dare you say you want to believe that you can be related to people in such a way? In that case, call me Scrappy Daniel. He says, I make music in Hot MT, which is a different group, and several other fun projects. I also help run Non Plus Ultra and the label/store Mutation Records.
Oh, cool.
And in terms of why he makes the music that he does, he says, I think that the main reason I make music is to have fun with the people I love. Hot MT, which stands for Hour of the Time, Majesty 12, obviously. My main project began as a vehicle for Ashi and I to make experimental recordings together. It's just pure creative fun for us. We like writing songs that are blissed out and fantastical. Blissed out is never a term I would use, but I think that describes what we're hearing, what we're trying to get to with Spooky Tavi's music.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's blissed out, Greg.
Blissed out. I could see that.
It's stoned out of its gourd. Mutation recently started releasing a series of ambient albums called Energy Hums. One night I had a dream where I heard a low-endy drone and saw a tiny planet with 3 trees growing out of it into space with the words Energy Hum floating above it. So I guess I just, talk about blissed out. Yeah. So I guess I just very literally followed my dream. Each release features albums by 3 different artists. Energy Hum Volume 1 has a project that me and my friend Ben started called Ghost Coast. Again, are these people ghosts? Is this ghosts. Related to Space Ghost? Coast to Coast Ghost?
Do you go looking for bands at haunted houses? Are you some sort of like Mad Monster Party guy?
I put out chicken bones by the river, and whatever band is attracted to them
is caught in that trap. Yeah, has to give me 2 songs in a bio.
2 songs in a bayou. That's a place where music come from.
Thank you.
So that project, Coast to Coast, to be clear, I'm saying Ghost Coast, not Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
That project came about because my friend Ben moved away up to Portland, another ghost farther up the West Coast. We wanted to stay in touch, so we collaborated from afar by mailing 4-track cassettes back and forth and adding what we thought the conversational ambiance needed.
Wow.
I think we should start recording this podcast like that.
You know, anything that keeps me indoors, I would like. A riff session would be like 9 months long.
I know. It would be like playing chess with someone in Russia in 1950. I said Jurassic Park, your move. So Spooky Tavi, my solo project, is a very different form of my music making style because I'm writing and recording the songs by myself with the occasional little help from my friends. I just, Ringo Starr, he didn't want to say, but it's Ringo Starr.
The clues are there.
I just hear so many melodies in my head, and getting them out into the world is healing for me. The process of starting and finishing a song helps my mind feel at ease. How has LA influenced his music? LA is a mysterious place. It's very dreamlike. The weather basically never changes, so it always feels like you're in a dream. Geographically, I think the Pacific Ocean has a resonant influence on the sound of music made here. That's interesting. It's got a deep sound like big plate and spring reverbs. Lots of spiritual and occult people have been drawn to LA. It's a place that encourages experimentation. There's also an infinite amount of variety represented here with so much culture. Literally anything you can think of can be found in this city. Being part of Non Plus has also influenced me greatly because I'm constantly around so many different people playing music.
I think that's fantastic. You know, we were doing stand-up for some years, and I think my favorite part was just like being around other stand-ups, and I feel like musicians are
they're weirdos.
Yeah, the weirdos, perverts, and drug addicts. But I feel like hanging out with musicians hanging out with other musicians is pretty cool too. It must be a similar thing.
I can see more good coming out of musicians, more art work coming out of musicians hanging out with musicians than comedians with comedians.
I don't. Yeah, I guess so.
There's not. I feel like two musicians are going to collaborate on one song. Two comedians are not going to collaborate on one joke. And if they do, one of them's going to yell at the other one for stealing the joke.
Stealing a joke. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you're right. But the hangs are better because everyone's funnier.
Greg, have you ever met the Big Bopper?
Funniest guy alive.
So where can we find his music? It's out on all the streaming sites. I like making music videos too, so there are some for Spooky Tavi and Hot Empty on YouTube. If you want to pick up physical copies of my stuff, you can order them off Bandcamp or come in person to the physical Mutation Record Store, open Friday through Sunday, 1 to 6 p.m. So I think you should all check out his stuff. Beyond this, if it piques your interest, which I can't imagine it won't.
And check out the store too, and their record labels he put together. It sounds really cool.
And while you're at it, catch a few ghosts for me for the next music box.
Yeah, bust a few ghosts.
The Ghostbusters, I've been hiring them to find musicians like this. They offer more services than just extermination. Yeah.
They're also A&R. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
What is it called when you go and hunt for bands? Sure.
They're scouts. They're
scouts.
Ghost scouts as well.
Yeah.
So if we've piqued your interest, if you came straight just for the Spooky Tavi, if we've piqued your interest, we have a monthly show on Los Angeles history. Comes out on the 1st of the month where we talk about Los Angeles history instead of music, unless we're talking about music, which is often.
Every couple months, we'll be talking about music, and we'll be like, and this will never happen again, and then we'll do it.
Well, we swear we won't talk about music again until the Byrds release a new album. So now to take us out, we are going to hear one more song from Spooky Tavi called Time is a Sword. So we'll see you all July 1st. Who knows? We might be ghosts by then, by the time this comes out. Who knows what horrors will befall us?
If this Tiny Tim sickness running through my body right now does its job, I'll be a ghost in a couple weeks.
And then it'll be so much easier to record podcasts because you could just live here with me. In my microphone, Greg.
I'm busy.
Yeah, you're too busy with your dinners with Jesus and your dinners with God and your dinners with whoever else is up there.
Yeah. Oh, I have a surgery plan. I can't record a podcast. Whatever. Yeah. You look the same
Jesus
to me.
is removing. Jesus is not only my co-pilot; he's also my doctor. The doctor was a Jesus all along,
and he's removing my ribs so I could pleasure myself,
and also so that he can make women.
Make women. 2 birds, 1 stone.
That's the new motto of Ellie Meekly, 2 birds with 1 stone. So again, to take us out, you're going to hear one more song from Spooky Tavi. So here's Time is a Sword by Spooky Tavi.
Ooh.